Well, boys and girls, better late than never, right?
I know.
I tell you what, I don't know. I'm about over this thing. I spent the time last night getting everything tuned up, and then we had auto difficulties, and it was my fault apparently. Now my microphone is making everything go wonky and echoey, and so I'm just going to talk over the computer, and we're just going to have a blast. How y'all doing? I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all got rested. I about had I thought I was going to die there for a few days or two, but I had a little bout with some stuff. But I have missed y'all. I've missed y'all that watch us. I've missed my team and my crew. I'm glad to be back on. How about y'all?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
ready.
let's do
Man,
this.
I haven't seen
and
you since last year.
I know. All right. Boom. Hey, y'all help us gather up a crowd. I think everybody knows what's going on tonight. This one's got a lot of interest as we spread it around. And I'm going to tell you, I wish that all artists that we participate or partner with for Southern Gospel Forward would follow Pat Barker, our guest tonight. I tell you what, he has helped us promote, got behind this.
Hmm.
Uh, I think we've gained about 150 likes and follows since he's been doing that, and we got something else we'll say in just a second. But hey, y'all help us tonight if you don't mind by sharing. Click that share button on Facebook if you're watching us there and share with all your friends and help us draw a crowd. On YouTube, hey, those subscriptions mean a lot. Even if you're watching on Facebook, if you wouldn't mind going to Southern Gospel Forward YouTube, give us a follow or a subscription. It would mean the world. But let's go ahead and get rolling. But I tell you what, we need a drum roll, but we won't. Hey, we beat a record for individual sponsors. Pat
Woo.
did it. He beat the record, beat Roland Kesterson. I got a lot to read here, so I'm going to start going. John Barker, Champion Brothers. I'll say something in a minute about them. William Fields, Daniel Garrett, Claire George, Kyle Goodson, Elaine Harcourt, Daniel Hayes, Vivian Hunter, Calvin Meadows, Noah Pagan, Andrew Potts, Anthony Pritchett, Joseph Reed, Joshua Reese, Emil Turner, Jared Vanderslice, Michelle Waldrop, two anonymous sponsors, and Pat Barker's only friend, Pat Barker. Now, that one, Pat did not do. And somebody from a previous episode where Pat kind of barged in on, you might kind of figure out who did that little sponsorship for that and gave him grief. And the Champion Brothers, appreciate them. And we ran things on the sponsorship post today, but they have bringing it back, and they have a concert with the Pilot Family coming on in Vernon. The 17th, actually, going
Yeah.
to be Saturday night, 17th in Vernon. So we appreciate that. And I got them on the individual run. But hey, y'all don't want to listen to me. Y'all want to see the one, the only Pat Barker of the Guardians.
There he is. There he is. The crowd goes nuts.
It's the
Nuts.
guy.
I tell you what, Pat Barker, you have got to be one of the most popular. And I'm not saying that just being, we're going to be funny tonight, but I'm telling you, you got us past our YouTube goal a month or two ago. This thing blew up. It's like people like you or something.
No, it's like I my wife doesn't like me. I just wore her down and got on her nerves. So she finally said yes. That's kind of how the audience is. They're ready for me to stop, and so they just go on and do it, hoping I'll go away. And I won't.
Well,
I
no,
won't.
never go away. We
No.
love you. Hey, honestly, we love you. You have
I
been an
love y'all.
encourager. You have been an encourager to all of us from day one. Thank you so much. We appreciate you
Well,
so
y'all
very
make me
much.
feel young. Not you, Scott,
Well,
but the rest of you.
thank you. Yes, yes. Um, I tell you what, Avery went all dark
I know.
all
I
of a
was gonna
sudden.
say, Pat, my light got so excited you came on, it went out. I
Yeah. Like the lights at most of my concerts.
Yeah,
Now
it couldn't handle it.
that kind of lighting is the way people like to look at me. I mean, as
Yes,
low as
I
possible.
understand.
Hey, Pat, I will say this though. You made an achievement. You got the old record for individual sponsorships was 14, and that was Roland Kester. I don't know, Kesterson. I don't know if you've ever heard of this group. They're trying to get going in Southern Gospel, but the Inspirations, I think they're calling themselves.
Yeah, Bryson City's finest.
Yes, and so he had the top number. You got 20. So
How
you
about
blew
them
it out of the
apples?
water.
Come on with it. And I only had to buy 6 of those myself.
There you go. So a couple of folks got together and wanted to recognize this achievement.
Hmm.
So they presented you a certificate here. Um, it is the Bennett Austin Certificate of Bass Singing Certificate of Achievement in recognition for a new record of individual sponsorship, Southern Gospel Forward. They say maybe one day you'll win the favorite bass award when they retire, and that's Eric Bennett and Wyatt Austin. So they send their congratulations.
That's awesome. And I actually, because I never win anything, and that's the big joke. But I brought the only other thing I've ever won. It was a Dundee Award.
A Dundee.
I had to buy it for myself, but I do have one trophy, so I'll put that certificate over the trophy.
Well, and I really don't want to know what the Dundee was for. We better not share that.
No, that's
But
why I did it quick.
yeah, just hold it and put it down. Well, Pat, everybody in the world knows who Pat Barker is. But just in case somebody comes across this, will you take just a second and say howdy and just give a real brief introduction of yourself to our folks?
Howdy. I've been singing for 20 years, quartet singing, but have loved it for a lot longer than that. I'm from Oxford, Alabama. I live just outside of Atlanta, Georgia now, but Roll Tide forever and always.
Mm.
And I go to church where I grew up. My wife and I lead music out there and get to travel with the Guardians and do a little bit still with a little group called the Second Half Quartet, Cathedral Family Reunion, things like that. So I am living the dream.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I tell you now, what we're going to do, I figure we're going to have a lot of questions in the comments and we'll try to
Awesome.
mark those up. But just so we can keep this rolling along, I'm going to just turn this over to my much younger partners here so they
I'm
can
ready.
grill you with some tough questions. How about
I'm
that?
ready.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna start because you're really hard, and I didn't want to go last for you to build up. I've been saying go easy on a lot of my Facebook posts because I feel like a roast is
No.
bursting up, So usually on this podcast, I ask the question of a favorite road trip snack. I'll get that later, but
Okay.
with you and your personality, I'm going to ask, what is a road trip snack that you would never eat ever?
Pig's feet.
Very good.
Oh.
Very good.
Yeah, if anyone brings pig's feet on the bus, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it for me. My ministry is over. I'm headed to the house.
Well, to all the guys of the Guardians, if you need a way to fire,
If you're
Pat,
looking for an out, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, who eats the feet of a pig and they've got toenails on them? I mean, I don't even understand what.
I know one person who does.
Who?
Yeah, I was
Who?
going to say I know one.
Gene
Who?
Hammond of the Promised Land Quartet
Oh.
recently retired.
Oh.
Pickled pig's feet, no less.
That's exhibit A of why you should never eat pig's feet.
Our grandma, she always likes to eat pig's feet. And then I had a coworker go to Thailand, and she said those were not pickled, but they were in like stew. And I was like, I'm good. That
Yeah.
So, what is your actual favorite road trip snack so you can, get bombarded with presents?
Okay, so since I watch this show every time y'all do one, I knew this question was coming. And so I have show and tell. I thought y'all might enjoy that. This is hot and spicy pork rinds. I live and die on hot and spicy pork rinds. I love them. If I'm doing something sweet, which I don't do a lot of, this is it. This is my go-to. Are you ready? You got that right.
Yes.
Beaver nuggets, my friends. The only reason God created beavers. And
Hey.
if I'm trying to lose weight, Atkins and Russell Stover's. There it is. I keep Russell Stover's mints all over the bus. I
Nice.
love them. So there you go. That's my snacks.
I'm so honored you brought this.
Right?
I'm ready. Is anybody more prepared? No, nobody more.
That's
I'm
the
ready.
first.
Good stuff right there. Next question.
Me. I was going to say already best guest ever. There you go. Can't say you didn't win anything. There you go.
Hooray!
So my question is more of how did you get started with singing with quartets and singing in Southern gospel music?
It really started with Daddy. He loved quartet singing. Now, he was a choir director, so I grew up around choir music and didn't really know about quartet music. He sang in a little local quartet, but they did like barbershop quartet and mostly
Cool.
hymns and things. So I didn't know there was this world of quartet music. And my mom, she loved Sinatra and Streisand and Karen Carpenter and all of those great singers, Anne Murray. And so I heard a lot of that. I heard a lot of classical music because that's what I personally loved as a kid. And then Daddy drew me into gospel music. So I heard my first album when I was 12. It was the Blackwood Brothers, live on stage. And I heard that album over and over. I'd never heard anything like that. I'd never heard a guy sing that high. I'd never heard a guy sing that low. I'd never heard an audience laughing and cheering during a, Christian music concert. And so he took me to see the Masters Five when I was 12 years old. That was my first concert, and I was hooked. That was it. JD, James, Hovey, Jake, Steve Warren was singing tenor then. But that was my introduction to quartet singing. And then a few weeks later, I went to see a little group called Gold City, and Midnight Cry had just come out, and they sang it one of the first times there in Anniston, Alabama. So that is how I was introduced to gospel music. So I didn't stand a chance. I was going to do it no matter what. So I just set my cap towards it and started listening to all my favorites, the Cathedrals and all those kind of groups, um, and then just started singing locally. The church. I joined a couple of groups local there at the house. Crystal River Boys was a group I sang with out of my church. In high school, I had a little group called Heart's Desire. And then the Diplomats was my introduction to traveling. And then the Dixie Echoes after that.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
All
I
of
don't-
that way before any of you were born,
Except
except Scott.
Scott. Yeah.
I was gonna say Masters 5 being your first group, like you didn't stand a chance not liking it. I mean, come
Mm-mm.
on.
Mhm.
It was
That is-
amazing. And because they were in Anniston, you had several, like Buddy Burton came over. Ed Hill was there. Someone I didn't know. I didn't know the Prophets was a group. I didn't know any of that.
Right.
Jack Toney was there.
Oh,
I mean,
snap.
it was like, you got to be kidding me right now. So as a kid, I didn't realize it.
Wow.
But as I grew older and knew those names and saw them on the Gator videos, I was like, man, what an introduction to
Right.
quartet singing. I got quartet 101, 102, and advanced classes all in that
Yeah.
first concert.
You took a mini term. Just to
I
knock
did.
them all
I'm
out.
telling you, it was amazing.
Okay, so kind of in that vein,
Mhm.
if you could travel with a group that is retired and no longer on the road, which group would it be?
I thought this might be coming. And so today, you can ask the guys on the bus. I cry a lot and it kind of comes out of nowhere. So I've kind of gotten that out of the way when I was thinking about it today. But I get to do that. The Cathedrals would be my group if I could travel with someone. And when I went to see them, they would come to Gadsden, Alabama every year in April. And one year, High and Lifted Up, that album had just come out, and they did like a 3-hour concert. They did a Q&A in the middle of the concert instead of an intermission.
Hmm.
And I asked George from my seat, I said, how do you get into this music, And he
Right.
gave a great answer. And then about an hour later, the concert was over. I went up to the stage and I just reached up and I shook his hand, told him how much I enjoyed it. And he said, he came down and he patted me on the face and he said, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I just believe one day you're going to be doing exactly what I did tonight.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then 25 years later, I was up there with the Cathedral Family Reunion with Danny and with Gerald and Ernie and Scott and Mark. And so I still get to do that on occasion. And so I get to live that dream.
Yeah.
God answered that prayer of mine, and he made what George said come absolutely true in a way I didn't even see coming.
Wow. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I love George John's. I actually I have some memorabilia I also brought with me. This is a pair of his boots, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Thanks to brother Ernie Haas, who gave me these boots. He wore a size 8. My head is bigger than these boots. Are you kidding? That's the tiniest boot. And one of his Tabasco ties that he also had. So I've got some of his boots and his ties, and so George is always going to be my hero. He's my favorite.
Evan is in awe.
So, like, when you die, can I have your boots and your ties or something? Like,
Yes.
what the heck?
They're not nearly as valuable as those. I'll give you a pair now. I don't care.
Oh
Oh,
my
Wow.
gosh, that's wow. I don't know that I could be in the same room as those 24/7.
I'm not. I keep them in a separate closet. I don't get
Right.
anywhere near them.
Well, so you probably know this question is coming up since you do watch every episode.
Yes.
But besides Tim Caldwell, who is on your Mount Rushmore of favorite vocalists? And Tim
Well-
did not put me up to doing that. I just want you to know.
Let me tell you something. There ain't a bass singer anywhere near my Mount Rushmore. I don't like them. So, since I talk a lot about my favorites in gospel music, I'm going a different direction. Okay, so this is going to come out of absolutely nowhere. I am going to go with my favorite vocalists that are kind of old school that I grew up listening to that really did help shape a lot of the things that I do. So, I'm going to get hammered in the comments. In the middle of my Mount Rushmore, right there in the center, is Barbara Streisand. This ain't got nothing to do with politics. I grew up listening to her and her Christmas album, and she's
Mhm.
just an amazing communicator. If singers would just sit back and listen to these people communicate a lyric, now they're not singing about the greatest story ever told, but you can learn something when you listen to these great singers. So she's right there in the middle. Tony Bennett, and I've been able to see both of them in concert. I flew to Chicago to see Streisand and saw Tony Bennett in Atlanta right after his 90th birthday,
Oh.
and it was unbelievable. Frank Sinatra is right there, and Karen Carpenter. Those are four of the absolute best vocalists in music. I listen to them pretty good bit.
So
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Streisand is great. I
she
saw
is.
her. Well, so I went to a Brian Stokes Mitchell concert at an amphitheater up in Northern Virginia, and she showed up because she was filming a movie nearby or something, and sang a duet with herself. And it was pretty cool.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, just
If I was Streisand, I'd sing a duet with myself as well.
yeah. I can't remember the song, but yeah, no. But for real though, what he's saying about the communication stuff with all those vocalists, actually, it's a pretty valuable lesson
Mhm.
for anybody
Yeah,
who's
you
wanting
know,
to do
Mark Trammell, when I came on board, he said, let's always be sure we're singing to the people and not at the people.
this. Yes.
And a lot of groups in all of music, I'm not just talking about Southern Gospel, but it does happen in Southern Gospel, they are singing at the people. They're going, and listen, you sing 200 times a year, it's easy. You can slip into cruise control. But always, always be focused on singing to the people and getting the message across. So those folks outside of the genre really help me still to this day to try and stay focused on that.
Very nice.
That's
Absolutely.
good. Well, all right, friends and neighbors, we've made it through one round and already an awesome time. I know we've got a ton of comments, and we're going to try to hit these rapid fire because
Rock and roll.
we got a lot with Pat we want to do. So, producer Jason, what do you have in your satchel? Just pull them out one at a time. Let's see what we got. All right. First of all, Daniel Mount, hi from Ohio. As an Ohioan, ooh, that's hard to say. I was wondering, with the Guardians based in Ohio, does Pat have to drive all the way up here to meet the bus each week?
It depends. Sometimes I do. I used to fly everywhere. And when Scott Mullins left and Dale Forbes came on, Dale lives in Chattanooga. I live just outside of Atlanta. So now it's cheaper and a little more convenient for me to drive. So I'll drive up and pick Dale up. And then we might meet the bus somewhere else. It's pretty rare that I have to drive all the way to Ohio. But I do all the mapping for the scheduling. So I try to put us in a good situation. Like this coming weekend will be our first weekend out. We go to Florida, so they'll just pick us up on the way down.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works out pretty well like that. But I do have to drive a lot more than I used to.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott Jackwagon.
All right. And Larissa, let's see, Waddle, I think that is. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. That's a YouTube. Some of those YouTube IDs are hard to get, but yeah,
Mhm.
Larissa Waddle. Hey y'all, looking forward to a great evening. I also have a question for Pat. If you had to pick a theme song for your life right now, what would it be and why?
The theme song to Golden Girls.
Yes,
Thank you for
that's it.
being a friend.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
I think it's more like "This is how legends are made." You know that
Uh-oh.
song?
I like that one.
Yeah, very good.
That's a good call right there. Is there a song that says "I don't like Eric Bennett"? Because that would probably be
Oh,
that'd probably be it.
Hey, look, we the Florida boys did the Singing News Blues. We'll work together. You know, we'll
Right.
figure. We'll get something before convention.
I could,
I love Eric. I love Eric though. So you'll have to sing it out. You know, chords and stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could just be really. I could be really. What's the word I'm trying to say? I don't know. What's the opposite of humble? Proud. I could be
Yeah.
really proud and pull out an old hymn. If anyone makes it, surely I will.
There you go. Look out.
That's a
Vince
great
right
lyric.
there. I like it. And for the record, too, Bennett we were leaning toward him being able to present that certificate as a door knocker, but he had grandkids tonight, so he had
Oh, he couldn't
Pawpaw.
figure out the technology. He didn't
He
know how to
had
get it.
he had Pawpaw duty. Joseph Reed, may God have mercy on us tonight. Oh, he is. We're having a blast. Thank you, Joseph, for sponsoring us.
I
and being a
love
friend
Joseph.
to Southern Gospel Forward.
And boy, he sounds great already with the parodies.
Yeah.
He's
Yes,
doing
he
a great
does.
job. I
Yeah,
love him.
speaking of communicating a lyric,
Yes. That's what I
There's-
put on that. I commented when somebody
Yeah.
posted that. I commented that's communication 101. That was just brilliantly done.
It
When he
was.
popped his glasses off, I said, "Buckle in, y'all. We
Oh, yeah.
we gonna
It's
hear
about
the
to be-
story."
Dude, y'all
It
should have
was
been
so
in the
good.
room that night. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I need to talk to him about his jacket choice, but other than that, it was fun.
That jacket was awesome. I'm just gonna say it. I can never pull that off.
No, I mean I'd try.
Hey, check this out, y'all. We've got a fan. Miss Becky Masters looking forward to this. Excited to have Southern Gospel Forward back. Hey, yeah, we're glad to be back too. Thank you, Miss Becky. Joseph Reed, Pat, how do you wind down when off of the road?
Does he mean when I come home?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wind down. I've got a 3-year-old. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Wind down. This is when I have to pick it up when I get home. When I come home, one of the first things she says is, be a zombie and chase me. So I have to chase her around the house. And then after a few times around the house, I'll say, okay, Daddy's got to take a break. And she goes, because you're old. I'll go,
Ooh.
yeah. That's exactly. I'm not kidding. That's what she said.
That's a
Because
blow.
you're old.
I thoroughly enjoyed her being your assistant this morning in your Bible
Yes.
study. That was awesome.
Uh-huh.
She loves to pop in anytime she can. No, I like to watch sports. So I love football and I love basketball. So during basketball season, I do enjoy sitting by the fire or just chilling out, and my wife and I watch a movie or we'll go walking. You know, just family time. There's nothing like it.
Good deal. All right, let's get a couple more in on this round. Nicholas Wilkins.
Hey,
What's up,
Nicholas.
Nick? Who are your top 5 favorite bass singers of all time? He's already said he don't like them, but anyway, if you had to pick 5.
If I had to pick,
Yeah.
Rex Nealon was as solid a bass singer as you're going to find. Brock Spear is right there with Rex when it comes to just singing the note. JD has to be in there. He was the first one I saw. George is obviously going to be at the top of the list. And let me go with someone just off the radar. I love to hear Ian Owens sing.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
a great singer, and for the first time, he was in the top 5 for bass singer. Now, there's 100 of them I love. Jeff Chapman's amazing. I could never do what he does. He's the new. He's the Tim Riley. He's just an amazing singer. Daniel Ashmore. I could keep going, but
Oh, yeah.
those are some of my favorites.
Good stuff. All right, let's see. Next up, we have Jared Vanderslice of Sound
Yo,
Street. Hello, Brother Pat.
Jared, what's up, baby?
So glad that Jesus prepared a room mansion for us. See you next week. All right, there's
So
got
he-
to be some insight to this.
Well, he has a song out, and it talks about having rooms.
Yes.
And Randy Shelnut said, "Well, I thought they were mansions."
Uh-huh.
And then they get for the whole week on the cruise. It was, hey, have you gone to your mansion yet? Well, I know. Have you gone to your room? Um, and so I fell in the camp of many rooms. And so we really have. That's been about a year now that we have been going with rooms and mansions.
And then
So I
Sound
am
See,
glad there is a room prepared for me and a mansion prepared for everybody else.
there you go. And Sound Street then released Mansions. So anyway, there you go. All right. Well, I think that's going to be our first round, y'all. We got a good crowd with us, but it's not too late to share.
Share.
Share us on Facebook. Give us those subscriptions on YouTube. But how about another round of questions from the Peanut Gallery? Take off, E.
All right, so I wanted to change up my questions a little bit for this episode because you're an avid watcher, and I wanted to keep you on your toes, as you've kept me on my toes ever since I've met you. My next question for you is: other than the people you have traveled with, who would you count as your best friend in Southern gospel music? You've traveled with some pretty cool people.
I have. So I do. I have to keep it to people I have traveled with
No,
that are
people
still friends?
outside. You have never traveled with these people, but they're your best
Because
friends.
I am no longer friends with anyone that I have traveled with, and that's their call.
Burn that bridge.
Really, on a serious note, Nick Trammell is still a very, very close friend of mine. We text all the time. So Nick would be one of those folks. Um, One that I met in the genre and got to travel with him, but he no longer is heavily involved in traveling, would be Corey Pearson. That's the best friend I've got. Corey is just the most talented
That
human
talented
being
joker.
on planet Earth. But he leads music at a church and still does studio work and things like that. But we were over at his house the other night eating hot wings and laughing and telling stories. So we talk almost every day. I love Corey. He's about the best friend I've got. But I'm thankful for the friends who text me, and we get to keep up a little bit here and there. But as far as folks I just talk to a lot and can count on, I've got several.
That's awesome. You're one of the most personable. The reason I asked that, you're one of the most personable people in our genre. Like genuinely, the first time you came to our church, the only time you've came to our church, I promise I loved y'all. I just haven't gotten the booking y'all.
I was about to say it's the only time we were invited.
But I remember you got there early, and you had barely known me. You'd probably seen me around, and me and you just sat down for like an hour. And I will to this day remember that and be like, wow, he took the time to talk to me for an hour that he could have went and rested or could have went to the bus, but you just sat there and befriended me. And I always appreciate that because you're just a personable person. And I love that about you.
Well, I thought you had the check. So that's really the only reason I did that. I was very disappointed when I found out I'd wasted that hour for no reason.
Well, it's I'll get you. I'll call John. We'll get.
That's what you get for calling me personable.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
spread that rumor.
Well, wow. Tiffany, I think you're up on the dock next.
I just wanted to enjoy the awkwardness. It's okay. It's an hour of your life you'll never get back. I just want
Hallelujah.
So somebody already asked like how you wind down when you get home. I'm going to go for a different direction.
Mhm.
So you do have the wonderful opportunity to minister to thousands of people. And I want to know, how do you keep yourself like spiritually nourished and like you're full and ready to go?
That is a great question. So you have to read every day. You have to study. You have to be in the Word, even if it's 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. You have to be in the Word. But I'll tell this, and I always want to say his name as much as possible. A guy named Phil Cruz, he was at my church when I was leading music in Oxford, my hometown. I was leading music there and teaching Sunday school, teaching men's classes. I was, just heavily involved in the church and then started traveling with the Dixie Echoes. So my last Sunday, Phil Cruz came up on the stage and he said, I want to give you one bit of advice. Never stop going to church.
Mhm.
He said, there are so many singers who don't go to church. They sing on Sunday, and when they're home, that's their day off. And he said, you've got to stay in church. Even on the road, go to church. And so when I started traveling with the Dixie Echoes, I was like, hey, Phil Cruz said it. So that first Sunday morning, we were not singing. We were singing Sunday night and I just walked to the closest church and went to their Sunday morning service. And I have done that for 20 years.
That's awesome.
It's now, I can Uber to a church or something, but back then you might walk a mile or two or whatever to get to the closest church. So I have done that ever since. And somebody asked me, they said, "Man, that's really good of you." And I told them, I said, "I don't do it because I'm good. I do it because of my potential to be so bad. We're
Mhm.
bent towards evil, is what the Bible says.
Yep.
And so if we don't continually be filled with the Spirit, we can slip back into some of those old habits. So um, I have made tons of friends all over the country going to their Sunday school classes and their church services, people who have no idea who I am or what I do.
Yeah.
And I can just sit and worship with those folks. So that was some of the best advice I ever got, and it has helped me immensely over the last 20 years.
That's great.
That's a good advice.
It's great.
Yep.
That I think more people need to hear more often. Because sometimes I wonder about that about singers. I'm like, yes, they're going and ministering, but like, how are they being fed? So that's great that you
Yeah,
go out of your way to do that.
what happens is you usually are singing the whole service, and people,
Right.
I'll call ahead and say, "Now is the preacher preaching?" And they'll go, "No, it's just you." And I'll go, "Well, can he preach?
Yeah.
Can we do
Yeah.
40 and him do 20?" Like, because all you're doing is
Yeah.
just pouring into others, and you're not getting anything in return.
Right.
So
Right.
we love it when we can share the Sunday morning or the Sunday night with the choir and the
Mhm.
singers and the
Yeah.
preacher, and that thrills me the
Yeah.
most.
Well, it's like pastors bringing in other preachers just so they're being fed regularly. I know
absolutely.
our preacher will do that every now and then. He's just like, I need to sit back and be fed. So I love
Absolutely.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some
Here's
of
one oh sorry, Evan. Go
some of
ahead.
our best, and I'll be quick. Some of our best services at our church are our men's breakfast when we have a visiting preacher come in,
Yeah.
and we're there with another congregation in ours. That's some of the best services you can have. I tell you
Absolutely.
what.
I agree.
Well, I'm going to flip the script and be a little more, not like, I mean, it's not tongue in cheek, it's not funny, but it's more secular. If you did not sing full time, what would your normal job be for normal?
I would probably be a male model for all the before pictures and Weight Watchers. That's kind of my wheelhouse.
I think Evan could go into that too.
Oh,
I didn't say it.
Sibling love.
No.
Sibling.
You better be glad you're in
Before-
Nashville.
Before
Oh, right.
I
Avery
started
coming in
traveling,
with the
I
hatchet.
was a school photographer. So I would probably go back into photography. Yeah, I did school photography
Very
for
cool.
several years, and all the pictures I put on Facebook, besides like the Santa pictures, I shoot all those pictures. I love Photoshop. I love doing all the
Awesome.
camera
Do you,
things. So
okay, do you do Guardian tour dates, stuff like that, social media posters? That's all you? Hey,
yeah, I'm in charge of all the social media and the graphic design.
Hey.
So
shout out to all of our social media people in
Yeah.
Southern Gospel.
oh,
They overtime.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, it takes up a lot of time. And now I've had a few people who've helped me, to try to make it better because I am not good at it. But I pound Facebook with our schedules and all that kind of stuff just to get the word out.
That's good.
Very nice.
That is good. Whew, I tell you what
Absolutely.
now, if Mama and Papa Bradford are watching, you need to go in there and dab the blood off of
I know
Evan.
Mom's watching. She's gonna be
Whew.
like, "That was not nice to say."
That was
It's
tough.
so funny.
Man.
I need to
Sorry,
be weight
Evan.
watching, y'all.
Sorry.
I'm for real. I ain't a resolutioner, but I have been
I
trying to
forgot we're
walk
live
and
in front of
watch.
people.
Yeah.
That's good.
So funny.
I'm
Hey,
going to
Pat.
attempt to rescue this.
Go ahead, Aaron.
So, from the Diplomats to Dixie Echoes to Trammell to Guardians, obviously you've had a lot of songs that you've sang over the years. And what I enjoy about the Guardians is how you guys mix it up and bring back some of the classics and things like that too. So, if there were some songs, even if you weren't necessarily featured on them, but songs that you were part of over your time in all those groups that you could bring back with the Guardians, what are some that you would bring back?
I can give you one song that I get asked about almost every week. Are you ready? It's show and tell, baby.
I'm ready.
I want to know the
Yes, I
number
love
one
that
song.
He just pulled it.
I'm with you on that, Pat.
Y'all remember that time I went number one?
You remember that? Y'all remember?
I was too young.
You remember? So we used to do a joke with this because Trammell would say, now it's our first number one song. And I'd go, first number one. You're welcome. And now it's still the only number one song he's ever had.
No
So
way.
I
Is
have
that
a lot of
really
fun
the
with that one.
only? Is that the only one that's ever went number one with MTQ?
Yes. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I did not know that. But I do
So
love that.
I have
song
that.
a lot.
I have that up in my little music room.
Good
There you
stuff.
So yeah,
If-
people ask about I Want to Know every single week. I get asked about that one, and
It was
we
a
would
cool
do
arrangement.
it. But I think Trammell still does it some, and it's that great Larry
Mhm.
Goss
Yeah.
arrangement. It was
yeah.
unbelievable. Getting to work with Larry Goss was a dream come true.
There you go.
We worked on 2 different albums with Larry, so
Yep.
that I'll always remember that song.
That's good.
Well, if I was going to pick one for you, I will just say "Not in a Million Years." I love
Rusty
that
Goodman.
arrangement the Echoes did. I wish they still did it, but that would be something cool for you guys to try out.
Oh, and a lot of folks don't know this. You look at all of the albums for the Dixie Echoes. I did the photo shoot for So Many Reasons, Pensacola Live, did the photo shoot and all that. And the Primitive Quartet played all of the acoustic instruments. That was a
Oh.
Primitive Quartet playing on all of the studio stuff along with Randy and Scoot. So those are some great albums.
Nice.
That it makes a lot of sense. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Very good. Well, we made it a couple of rounds, and before we're going to pick up some stuff from the Peanut Gallery again. But Pat, I got a question for you, if I may
Yeah.
ask one. So you talked about Oxford being your hometown, and I had an awesome opportunity, my cousin and I, to come to Oxford in, I believe it was 2017, and see the one night only quartet.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute awesome experience.
Thank you.
So my cousin and I were talking and had the question. So what led you? Like, what were you doing? How did you get that idea? Where did that epiphany come from to put that particular group of singers and musicians together? How did that come about?
Well, I've always loved scrap iron quartets.
Mhm.
Like I love the second half of concerts when they'll put together something that's never happened before. I've always loved that. And I'm a huge Joseph Habedank fan. I just think
Yes.
he is the best. To me, I just think he's one of the cornerstones of the future for
Yes.
Southern gospel. I just love him. And, we had a back and forth that was a lot of fun with favorite soloist, because then I was doing soloist.
Right.
And I was doing little videos about how Joseph doesn't need another trophy on his mantle and all that kind of jazz.
Right.
And I called him and I talked to Corey Pearson to see if he could help put the band together. And I called Joseph and I said, would you be in? Because if he wasn't in, I wasn't doing it. And
Right.
he said, absolutely. And I called Steve Ladd and then called Mark Lanier because I wanted a legend up there. And then the band was easy. I mean, I invited the Dixie Echoes. I invited Tribute Quartet. So we had Scoot, we had Josh Singletary, we had the Diplomats band. I mean, it was an unbelievable live band. And that was a great night. It was very stressful, but I'm glad I did it. And I'm glad I named it One Night Only because I ain't never doing that again.
It was an amazing night.
Yeah, it was a blast. Yeah.
And Brother Gary Casto popped on just then and said, great night. Yeah, that's in my memories. And every now and then I'll go back and pull up. There's a few videos that you can find out there.
I have one pulled up right now.
Yeah.
Because I love.
I'll tell you what I did. I'm not that smart, but I did think ahead on that one. I had Ex Nihilo Graphics come and do pictures. And then I gave Diana Brantley front row seats.
Yep.
And in return, she would video the evening and put it on YouTube.
Yep.
So that way we at least have all the memories.
Yep.
and all of that stuff. I didn't make a dime off that night. I just gave everything to the singers. They put so much into it. So it was that's a night I will remember for a long time. Yeah.
Absolutely. It was a great night. All right. Producer Jason, in our time, let's pay attention to time here, but let's grab a few questions from the Peanut Gallery. Oh, Rachel, Evan has his signature question, and Avery has her signature question, and Aaron has his signature question. Tiffany has her signature question, and so does Rachel Baines. She may not have a face up here on the panel, but Jason's wife has her signature question. What is your favorite scripture and favorite hymn?
I'm going to go with favorite book. I've got a lot of favorite
Okay.
scriptures. The book of James.
Okay.
It's 5 chapters. That book was the book I was reading when the Holy Spirit drew me in, convicted me, and gave me faith to believe, and I believed every word of it. So I go back every year and read the book of James over again. It is the Proverbs of the New Testament. If you
Yes.
haven't flipped through it,
Yes.
do. It was
Yes.
Jesus's half brother who didn't believe until
Right.
after the resurrection.
Yep.
So it is an amazing 5 chapters. I love Ephesians, Romans. It's all good. It's the only book God ever wrote, so it's all good. But I,
So you like
I
that.
love the book of James.
And your hymn? Favorite hymn?
Oh, come thou fount of every blessing.
There you go.
It's just the greatest lyric, and it is the beautiful melody. It's one of those where the melody matches the lyric perfectly.
Perfect.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
has always been one of my favorites. I love that one.
That's great.
Thank you for that, Pat. I'm going to play that tomorrow night for Hymns Day Wednesday on Harbor Radio.
Oh,
And say, this was
wonderful.
Pat Barker's favorite.
It is. It's
He
my
told us
favorite. I
on
love
the
it.
show.
Hey, I'm on right now, Vinyl Classics.
That's awesome.
I'm on the radio
Are-
right now.
That's
Are you?
talented.
Or am
Yeah.
I?
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's Tuesday.
I
It's
am.
Tuesday,
Thursday.
buddy.
Sorry.
I'm on the radio. It's my night. I have every night but Thursdays, sir.
Very nice.
David Bruce Murray popping in a question here. And what are your thoughts on using artificial intelligence to assist, not replace songwriters?
I don't like it. I mean, I don't think it's a sin, but
But
I don't really. You're getting somebody else to do the heavy lifting.
yeah,
And my pastor was talking Sunday morning. There's a new thing you can do through Chat GPT or whatever, and they call it AI Jesus. And you can send in thoughts and prayer requests and questions, and this AI Jesus is going to give you the answers that are scriptural. And he said, why would you go to AI Jesus when you can go to Jesus?
hello.
Yeah, right.
And so I don't, I understand why you would, type something in and try to get a little help. I get it. But I mean, it's going to be better when it's from the heart. It's just going to be
Absolutely.
better.
Absolutely.
It may not be as grammatically perfect or any of those things, but it's going to have the heart that
Yes.
gospel music needs. So I don't fault anyone for doing it. I understand, but personally, I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay.
Of
Very
course,
good.
I'm the guy that wrote "Without the bread of life, you're toast." So what do I know?
Hey, that's a good song.
Yes,
It was a good T-shirt.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, good stuff. Calvin Meadows, Pat. What I think he is fervent about this question. What is your favorite coffee?
Tim Hortons.
Okay.
Anytime I go up north, I'll grab a bag of Tim Hortons. I also like Black Armor. I like, I think it's Solid Ground. Is that Matthews
Yes.
Coffee Company?
Yes.
I've gotten some of theirs before, but he makes me pay for it, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. You know.
And then really Duncan. I mean, I'll drink anything, but Tim Hortons is my favorite, and I drink about 5 or 6 cups a day, just black coffee. I love it.
My favorite coffee is tea. But anyway, let's see. What
Yeah,
else
so's
do
my
we have?
sisters.
Yeah, I don't do coffee. Chad Martin says, Pat, one day you will acknowledge that Eric is your hero. I don't know.
All right. So Eric and I were actually texting the other night about something else. We were texting about theology. I will talk about theology before I'll talk about anything. I love talking about the Bible,
Yes.
and Eric loves talking about it too. So if I'm talking about if I could be if I could have somebody to look up to as far as just integrity
Mhm.
and who you would want to be as a man, as a husband, there's a couple of examples that I have in gospel music, and there's 100 of them, but Mylan Hayes is one of the greatest
Oh, mercy.
men I know, and Eric Bennett
Yeah.
absolutely 100% would be one of those people as well. So I love Eric. I just don't like to hear him sing. It's just not that great.
Yeah, well, he gives it his best shot. John Barker says, "What was it like being at the Gaither tapings?" Yeah.
Oh, amazing. That was that one really came out of nowhere. I did not see that coming, and got the invitation to be there, and then I told it on the video, and it was true. Wesley Pritchard called me the night before I was leaving to do the videotaping and said, "Hey, I've got you in a quartet." And I was like, "You got to be kidding." Because I remember, it's the truth. I stood in line outside of our local Christian bookstore. It was 91 was the year I'd graduated high school, and the first Gaither homecoming video was coming out. I'd read about it in the Singing News, and I got outside before the store opened so I could get the first copy. And I went home and just watched it over and over and over. And I bought every one of them. I've got every single one of them downstairs in VHS and DVD. And so I loved it. And when Joy in the Camp came out, which is still my favorite,
Yes. I love that.
it's so good. When Joy in the Camp came out, I began to pray that God would let me just be in the room. I didn't care if I was on the video. I didn't want to sing. I just wanted to be in there. And so to be in the room was pretty spectacular. And then when I was going back to my seat, Bill stopped me and he said, "You're Pat." And I said, "You're Bill." And so he wanted to talk to me for a minute in front of everyone. And Wesley kind of set all that up. And I didn't know that was going to happen. And then they included it in the program, and I was just blown away. And then got invited back to
Yeah.
be in the next ones that are coming out. And then that led to Gaither Homecoming Radio, which
Yeah.
I was able to do, and have another one coming up here in just a few days, another taping for Homecoming Radio. And so that again, that's a bucket list that started for me back in 91 and was answered last year. So you don't we're in a microwave society. I know people have said that a
Mhm.
gajillion times.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's going to take 30 years.
Yeah.
And sometimes but God's timing is absolutely perfect. So, that's just another dream come true for me.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's two things that you just kind of went over there. And I've been blessed to be around a lot of my heroes and people I look up to in Southern gospel music, but I've never really had the opportunity to say much or have, words with Bill. And that would be something. And then I'm like you. I would just love to somebody hang me by a cord in the rafters, when
Yeah.
you guys are in that room taping that, just to see it. I tell you, I'd pay a pretty good penny. I'd buy
It
a
was
ticket for that, just to be able to witness and be in there and just see it, feel it. I mean, it's just a remarkable spirit in those. I know in those rooms and talk. And I'm so tickled that Bill and these last couple have brought in so many of our young folks, so many of
yes.
our young artists.
Somebody actually said to me, they said, "Well, weren't you disappointed that there were so many people there?" And I said, "If there weren't so many people there, I wouldn't have been there." So no, I was not disappointed at all. I was thrilled.
Right. That's right. Well, look, let's grab one more quick. I'm sorry. I know we're not going to get to everybody's questions, y'all. But let's do this one more and we'll get back to one more round of our questions. Marissa Oxner asked, does each person in the group have a job they're responsible for? You can speak to that real quick, how that works in the group.
John and I are responsible for everyone's job.
There you go. All right. All right.
I'll tell you, no. Dale does all the t-shirts. Him and his wife have a t-shirt company, and so if you go to our table, there's beautiful t-shirts there that
Yes.
have really done well. John is in charge of course, the music, and as manager, he handles a lot of paperwork now since that transition happened earlier last year. Paul is responsible for singing his face off, and he does it every night. I
Yeah.
don't like him. He's too good.
Love some
Um,
Paul Lancaster.
he's so good. Yeah, Paul Anka. What a singer. My gracious. And then I do, road manager and then stage and social media and things like that.
Okay, good. Yep, that's the way
And
it
Tony,
works.
of
And
course, drives. Mark runs sound. All of
yeah,
those.
Hey,
All of
Mark's
those
a
great things.
legend. Shout out to Mark. My
Shout out to
grandma.
Mark Hale and Tony. Tony Ackley has been driving the bus for the Guardians for 37 years.
Wow.
That is a record
wow.
for one driver, one group. It's unbelievable.
It's awesome. My
good.
grandmother cannot stand loud sound in a church, and Mark is the only human being that she has ever complimented. So
Yes.
pay him
He
the whole
gets those
group salary.
compliments often. He's really spectacular. We're blessed to have both of them.
Absolutely. Pat, how are we on time? Have we got time for one more
Oh,
round of
rock and roll,
questions?
man. What are you
Okay.
kidding? Hey, all the time that I get to spend with you, I don't have to change diapers. So let's
Oh,
go.
okay. Well, there you
I can
go.
do an all-nighter.
Well, let's go with another quick round of questions. If you got one ready, Evan.
So recently, me and Avery were able to be a part of a really cool ministry, of radio ministry. And so, since my tenureship into My Harbor Radio, how does it feel to be the second best host on the show, Pat?
Let me tell you something. I'm not the fifth best. What are you talking about? Second. I do love My Harbor Radio. I'm going to give a shout out to David and the Browns and all that. I love My Harbor Radio and loved it before I was on there. But they let me do a vinyl classic show every Thursday night, and
I'm so jealous. I wish I could play the vinyl, but no, you get to.
yeah, it's not because I'm good. It's because I'm cheap. So I get to do that every Thursday night, and of course, if you go downstairs, I've got about 6,000 records downstairs in my collection, and so they let me do the vinyl classic show. So that's always a blast.
That's good.
Evan, could you imagine after going through your records this week having 6,000?
I
His
have,
shelf snapped with what?
yeah, my
We
shelf
probably have
snapped.
close to 800.
Yeah, 800 to 1,000, and I was it was literally my Kingsman records and my Inspiration records. That's how many of those two groups that I've got. Put them all on one shelf, and it collapses. I'm sitting in here trying to like collect them, and I hear the shelf.
Well,
and I'm like, oh,
that's what you get for putting the ton of fun on a shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well,
I do love the record collection. I have the very first one I ever heard with the Blackwood Brothers. Still have that one. And then have about 6,000 I've collected through the years. Don Rupert, who passed away a few years ago, was a huge help getting me the collection that I have. He was a great collector and a dear fella. And so he practically gave me his collection
Wow.
before he passed away. And that brought me from 3,000 up to about 6,000 pretty quickly.
Wow.
awesome.
Cool.
What is your favorite in that collection? I know there's 6,000, but there's one record, I hate to say it like this: house is burned down. First record you go and grab.
Oh, let me tell you something. Our house did burn, and the only thing I grabbed was a few records. That's not done. When I was a kid.
I'm so sorry.
No, we had a snowstorm, and our chimney caught on fire because we ran out of power, and so we kept the chimney running. Well, the back of the house caught on fire, and smoke came through, and everybody was grabbing clothes, and I went up and grabbed records. And went outside with my records like I was going to do anything. But the
Nice.
two that I've got that I really love is Cathedrals with Brass, Cathedrals with String, and then I have the two Cathedral Trio albums. One is called the Cathedral Trio. One is called When the Saints Go Marching In, and I actually have those sealed. And
Oh wow.
so I have those in a very special place.
Yeah.
Evan just got so excited.
His phone caught on fire. He's going to get his record.
His phone got on fire.
He looks
He's about
good,
to go
though.
find his own record.
Yeah, he
wants
looks
to
good.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Pat, let me tell you that I need the Introducing the Cathedral Trio. They found a copy of the Introducing of the Cathedral
see?
Trio at a thrift
Yeah.
store for like $1 or something.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's
come
crazy.
on.
I brought it home and I said, "Oh, look, Evan, how cute. The Cathedral Trio. Ha, ha, ha." And he was like, "You don't understand what you just snagged from a thrift store."
Now I do have the bus.
Me too.
How much you want?
Signed by Glenn and George.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, still in the box. So
Just when I think my collection is impressive, you've got people like Pat Barker, who owns the George Yance History Museum.
you go and totally redeem yourself. I also have 2 Pat from J.D. Sumner. So
Very
that's
nice.
that's one of my favorites as well.
That's cool.
That is neat.
Evan, you don't win the night. I'm sorry.
I don't win.
No.
No? Tiffany, what we
Um,
got up next?
Well, I'm debating. I don't know if I go with my actual question or go for the brain teaser one. I don't know what's
Totally your
happening.
call.
Rock and roll.
Are you a brain teaser person?
I'm not a brain person, much less a brain
Okay.
teaser.
Well. Okay. Well, here the backstory is I work with 4th graders. That's my
Oh, that's
job.
right up my alley.
So I had a kid ask me this question in class one day, and it honestly kind of tickled me.
All right.
So he said, if Pinocchio says, "My nose is going to grow," is he lying or telling the truth?
Yes.
Good answer. Yeah.
Yeah, you just let that sink in, and
I like
See,
the
that's a
logic.
4th grade answer.
Yeah, it's a good
Yes.
logic. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah.
yep.
Good
That's a
stuff.
great question. I'll have to pray about that.
Nice. Well, mine is not quite a brain teaser, but it is kind of more in that realm. I just
Oh.
wanted to know if you have a vendetta against male trios, since you have made 2 of them into quartets.
I have ruined some really good trios.
Yeah.
I mentioned a group called the Crystal River Boys. They were out of my church. They were a trio,
Oh,
and then
So
I
that's
joined them.
3. That's 3.
And then you had Mark Trammell
Yeah.
trio into a quartet, and the Guardians
Yep.
a trio into a quartet. And then there's been several trios who asked me to come and sing a few songs with them. Exodus is one of those.
yeah.
I have ruined really, really good trios down through the years. That's my legacy.
That's good
But
stuff.
I mean, how cool was that? That like Mark called you and was like, "I'm going to form a quartet," and then so did the Guardians. I mean, what an honor! I thought that was super cool that you were there.
A huge honor. I mean, I'm obviously a huge Mark Trammell fan,
Yes.
and there's not a night goes by, and I mean this, and Mark will back this up. If we're standing backstage and we're about to go out to do second half, or we're about to go out to do the Cathedral Family Reunion, or a scrap iron or anything, I hug him and I thank him, and I just say thank you for making all of this possible,
Yeah.
because the Lord ordered my steps, and he gets all the glory. But the Dixie Echoes, Randy Shelnutt, those guys, Mark Trammell, I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for their faith in me being able to do it.
That's
wonderful.
awesome.
That's
That's
wonderful.
great. I'm glad they brought you in. I like both quartets. I like them
Me
as
too.
trios too, but
I understand.
I want to know. That's one of my favorite songs. So
You and Gerald Wolf are just paying each other under the table for him to get favorite trio every year. Is that what's going on? Is that what it is?
Yes,
Okay.
we've been found out.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Welcome to Southern Gospel Forward.
You know,
get the
Gerald's
job.
the one who really made the second half quartet possible. When I had to come off the road, and a lot of people know that story, my family fell apart, and I came off the road to try to save it, and it didn't work. And so I went back to shooting pictures and just going back to a normal job. And Gerald called me and said, "Do you think you might could do about 10 dates a year? I'd love for us to keep doing that second half." It didn't even have a name then. It was just, Mark Trammell and Greater Vision. I'd love to do that maybe 10 times a year. And then he said, "I'm starting a thing called the Hymn Sing. Would you want to be a part of that?" And so, Mark, Gerald was a huge, and then the Cathedral Family Union kept me on the tour even after I was out of the group. So
Mhm.
Landon and all those guys, man, I just have huge respect for what they've done for me.
Yes.
that's great. That's a good story.
Yeah, I didn't realize all that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, again, this is another question you're probably expecting, and I'm interested in your answer, especially after listening to the Southern Gospel Journal podcast episode you were just on.
Yeah.
You and Daniel Mount really delved into the history of this music, which I ate it up. So, if y'all haven't listened to that yet, go listen to it because, and Daniel was nice enough to give this episode a shout out in the liner notes. So, I appreciated that.
Thank you.
But if you had somebody that you were introducing to gospel music, let's go with 4 albums would you pick to give them a good example of what gospel music is?
Okay, well, since it worked for me, I'd go to Live on Stage, Blackwood Brothers. I'm always going to give credit to that one. I would go to In the Garden from the Weatherfords. That is the most perfect album, and they recorded it all in one day. It's just an amazing project. I would have to go with, oh boy, Live in Atlanta with the Cathedrals. To me, that's the best live project. I just absolutely love that one. And then, oh gracious, that fourth one's going to be a booger. I would probably go with Hymns of the Ages with Greater Vision and let them hear the huge orchestra and the hymns being sung like I like to hear. So those are 4 really good albums with a little bit of different, things to it. There's 1,000 albums. I could do Big and Live and all of that, but those would be 4 really good albums for me.
That's great. That's a great mix. Yes. Well, good deal. I have loved these questions, but look, Pat, I think, and you've been watching us like forever and been along beside of us, and you kind of know how we roll here.
Yeah.
Was Pat our first door knocker? No, he was not our first door knocker. He was our second one.
Yeah, second.
Yeah. Y'all had a Mormon come on first, and then
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Mormon. That's right.
They're so good at knocking on doors.
I didn't know Lauren Talley was a Mormon.
I hope she's watching.
I just learned something. Okay. Anyway, so way back when, Trevor just kind of pulled one on us and just started asking us some questions.
No, Scott, no.
So yes, this will be probably the most entertaining time, I'm thinking. And you can ask us individually questions, or you can ask one that we all answer. But Pat, would you like to ask us a question?
I would love it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Evan, I'm taking it easiest on you, my friend, because of that horrible, horrible Weight Watchers comment.
Thank you.
What is your favorite Elvis album, non-gospel?
Ooh, that's good. People are gonna hate me for this, but I really love the Blue Hawaii album.
I knew you were gonna say Blue Hawaii. I knew it.
So good. It's a movie soundtrack, but man, every single hit. Even in the month of June and July do a whole tour off that album in nursing homes, and they eat it up.
So, very nice. That's my mother's favorite. She loved Blue Hawaii. Well played, my friend.
There we go.
Tiffany.
Oh.
I saw on your profile that you have watched Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
So, if you were going to marry one of the characters, would it be Zach, Slater, Screech, or Mr. Belding?
Oh. Oh dear. I'm honestly going to go with Zach. I mean, I kind of feel like that's the obvious answer, but
that's a great answer. That's
the best answer. So
I liked Zach.
That was great.
I like that question.
All right. Huh?
I like that question.
That's a good one. All right, Avery. So I talk about my dad a lot, and my mother. She had a huge part in this, but because it's Southern Gospel, Daddy gets more of the shout outs. But Mama's probably watching. Best advice your dad has ever given you?
Ooh, this could go a lot of different ways. Because if you know my dad, he is quite the interesting character.
Yes. My grandfather, just to give you there's an open door here, okay?
Okay.
So don't feel bad if it's not Christian. My grandfather had a picture up in his pool room, and it said, "As you go through life, two rules will never bend: never whittle toward yourself, and never pee against the wind." So anything you say now,
I mean,
you're
yeah.
golden. So
Yeah.
go for it.
I'm trying to think of the best piece of advice he's given me because he's given me a lot.
I remember that since I was 5 years old. It stuck with me.
Pass it around, and I'm gonna come back and give you an answer.
All right, I like it. Aaron,
Oh, now
I
he's
saw on your
watching,
profile.
Pat. Now he's
I saw on your
watching.
profile that one of your favorite shows is The Making of a Murderer.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, that must have been from college when
That's too bad. It's on
that
there.
Netflix thing first came out.
So, if you murdered someone, who would you tell that would be able to keep it a secret out of your cohorts here in the Southern Gospel Forward Room?
Not
Sure
Evan.
as heck ain't Evan.
Yeah, I was gonna say not Evan.
Not Evan.
Who do you
Tiff.
trust to keep that to themselves?
Tiffany.
Tiffany?
Tiffany
Very
would
nice.
definitely tell me, but
she'll
I would
probably-
keep it a secret.
She would
She
tell
wouldn't-
Zach.
I would
Yeah,
tell
she'd
Zach.
tell Zach, but he's a fictional character, so that's fine. But
Okay,
no, she's a
follow-up
good
question.
secret keeper.
Follow-up question, who did you murder?
I ain't telling you. Well, I mean, you can ask Tiffany, but
It's
she ain't gonna
probably
tell you.
me. It's probably
What?
me.
Yeah, that's why he's
person
telling
in
you.
the secret is just
All right,
I mean-
Scott.
Oh,
Yes.
I got my answer, Pat.
All right, Avery, go
You're
ahead.
gonna like this because I think you'll agree that this is good dad advice.
I like it.
That, especially living in Middle Tennessee now, always say praise God and roll tide. He
I
was
felt
wearing a
that.
shirt the other day that said that. It was like, in this house we say praise God and roll tide. And I was like,
Pass the plate, y'all. Roll Tide and amen.
I felt that in my bones.
No, he's given me lots of good advice, but that was what hit
That's a
my
good
head
one.
the first.
Train up a child in the way they should go. I like it.
Right.
All right,
I'm so
Scott.
sorry for all
Sir.
the
I noticed
people.
on your profile you've got two shows that stuck out.
Oh.
One was Hunger Games,
Yes.
Yes.
and one was Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
the trilogy. All right.
Yes.
So, for $1 million, which one would you be able to complete first? The Climb Up Mount Doom or the Hunger Games?
Oh.
Which one would you stand a better chance at?
I don't know. I think I would go with actually the Hunger Games, just
Wow.
because of
Talk about making of a murderer.
yeah. But me, not so much on the being able to take everybody out, but being able to survive.
For sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a survivalist, and I think that I could probably, hide in a tree, cut down some the jackers,
Tracker
the
jackers.
tracker jackers, and let them take care of the dirty work. Yeah, I think I could do that because I don't know. I'm afraid that I would make it up Mountain Doom.
Make it up a hill.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
Pat, now you got me nervous about what I have publicly out there on my social media.
Everyone go look at
need
your
to go clean
profiles.
that up.
I've looked at every one of them.
Yeah, now I gotta go fix mine.
I was looking and thinking, and I knew I had those movies up, and I knew I had a few other little things, and I wasn't sure which route he was going to take because it could have went a couple of different ways with me.
Well, sure.
I am okay with the TV shows that I like. I stand by Swamp People, and I would go wrestle an alligator.
Yes.
First
That's
chance
fine.
I got. I
Oh,
would.
I stand by
I'm an
mine
Andy
too.
Griffith
I'm
guy,
just-
but give me The Office, and I'm a happy
Yes.
camper.
Well,
I'm fine with mine too. I'm just surprised that was at the top because how long ago did that come out? I was
I don't know.
10 years ago, probably.
That's on you,
I,
brother.
I love Tolkien because there's so much faith undertones in
absolutely.
his storytelling because he was Christian, and then the Hunger Games. I always said that if we're not careful, that's where we're headed.
Amen.
100%.
Culture wise, and yes, and so yeah, those two. And I can't remember if I had Lonesome Dove on there or not. That's another one I thought you might have. Done
You
that
did
with
not.
me.
I did not
Okay.
see Lonesome Dove.
Didn't say Lonesome Dove because that's my favorite. But anyway,
I've seen the first 30 minutes of that about 1 million times over the 10 years I was Promised Land because that was Gene's movie of choice, and then he'd always be like, "Well, boys, I'm gonna go take a nap," and then so we turned it off after he
He'd
fell
say, "I'm out of
asleep.
pig's feet. I'm going to bed."
yeah, absolutely. Hey, that was fun. I gotta say, now that was the most
That
prep
was
I think
fun.
anybody had
Yeah.
ever
Very
put
good,
into
very
our
good.
Show and
questions.
tells. The
I did
my
questions.
homework.
Hey, look. We appreciate art. We've had fun tonight. So
Absolutely.
artists who are watching this,
Take notes.
Take
Pat
notes.
wins favorite SGF episode.
Okay, so here's my
I'll
final
hand out
piece of
the award.
memorabilia. Final piece, and then I'll
What you got?
stop.
I was wondering about this the whole night.
All right, so this is my guitar, signed by the Statler brothers.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
That is
Mighty
awesome.
Purdy.
That may be my
When they were
favorite
at
thing to do.
Dollywood for the Hall of Fame, back when the Hall of Fame was at Dollywood,
Yeah.
Mark and I went to the luncheon, and I brought my guitar with me. And Mark, of course, knew every one of them. So we went up, we were talking, we were doing the Roadhog, and I said, guys, do you mind, please, just signing my guitar? And off they went, and
That's
I keep it downstairs.
fantastic.
So I've got all the Statler brothers signed on it.
So amazing.
It's one of my favorites.
Now that's the one that made me jealous.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That
Yes,
was another
absolutely.
album I bought Evan, like the Cathedral Trio, and I was like, oh, cool, Cathedral Trio. Like, here you go, Evan. And he was like, and that was another one that I bought, and I had no idea what it was. It was the Roadhog one. And I was like, this looks funny. I don't know. I'm just going to take it home. And Evan's like, you have no idea what you just bought. And I was like,
Yeah,
I don't. But
you haven't. You're not in a Southern gospel group if you haven't heard the Roadhog. You have to hear that, and then you can join a Southern gospel group. That's how it works.
Well,
Yeah.
now I have
He actually said, Don Reed said, we've written one for gospel music, but a lot of people are going to have to die before we can record it.
Do you know what it was called?
No.
Woody Burns and the Gospel Flames.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
That's great. Yeah. Well, y'all, I have had a blast, and we want to give just a second to promote some things that Pat wants to share with us. But now, y'all remember, we do our giveaways. Nothing's changed. We still have our giveaway. So hang with us just a little more. We'll do our giveaway and announce our next guest. But Pat, you have been so kind to give your time, your off time with us. And we want to give you time to talk about anything that you'd like to. Guardians. Let's see. Now I remember right. You are now a board member of the Memphis Quartet Show as well. So you may want to talk about that too.
That's why I did subliminal messaging with my coffee.
I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't stupid. Yeah, Memphis Quartet Show. That's coming up, I think, in June. You can always get tickets for that at quartetshow.com. But the Guardians, go to guardiansquartet.com, Facebook, Bands in Town, all of that. We're on all of that. So come see us. We have a ball when we sing. It's different every night. I try not to do the same thing every night.
Bless you.
And so they don't know what's coming. And it sets up, it's funny. It's one of the few groups I know where the audience just keeps talking back. They'll talk to me during a concert as if we're just in the living room. So I love it, and we'll have conversations that you're only going to hear that night. So we have a ball singing, and we try to get around the piano and do some of the old stuff. And you got John Rousey writing songs, good grannies. So we're having a ball. So guardiansquartet.com. We go out for the first weekend this weekend. We've been off 5 weeks, and my wife is sick of me. So she's really excited that I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So come see us. Yeah, we'd love to see you.
For Alabama folks like the Bradfords and me and the Baines, you will be in Bessemer.
Yeah, we're going to be in Bessemer with the Bill Bailey concerts, and people who live a little closer to Georgia, we're going to be in Pell City, Alabama, with Exodus, I think near the end of the month. So some of those Alabama folks can come see us at either one.
We can go to that and go to that KFC that's got the buffet in Pell City.
Yeah, there's a KFC and buffet. There's KFC.
I've been wanting to hit that buffet for a minute.
Yeah, it's old school. It's old school. It's got the buffet.
Wow. And
it's
Pat,
the little things.
I'll say this too, because I said this and I heard a laugh or two when you said that you change things up every night. And I said, bless you. I mean, no disrespect, y'all. And Pat, I hope everybody in Southern Gospel knows that I love every artist, every group. I support everybody. I love everybody. But when I can absolutely know every song order, every joke, every bit, everything that's going to happen, I'm just not real compelled to go see night after night. I mean, time and time again. I don't mean anything ugly, but I get bored.
I understand.
I get bored of it.
The guys will tell you about about 3 hours before the concert, I'll make out the list and I'll send it to them, and then I'll memorize it. And then the next night, it's a new list that goes out, and I memorize that one. So I've never put out the same list twice.
That's awesome. That's
You know,
awesome.
and it depends on the church. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
little country church that needs something different, or it's a big First Baptist, or it's right down the middle of the road. And so I try to be careful.
Yeah.
Glenn Payne said it's a novel idea to give the people what they want.
Mhm.
So I try to stick to that as much as I can.
Yeah. And again, I mean no ill will toward
I do. I
anything
don't
or
like any of the
anybody.
groups. I think they're boring.
Well, I love them all, but anyway, I just because
I'm
me,
kidding.
like I know I saw you put something. I can't remember what the post was about, but it was like streaming, and you were talking about how the CD is going away. But
Mhm.
like I'm a big CD guy. Like
Yeah.
I really don't listen to streaming. I don't listen to and no. I love Avery and Evan. I'm so glad that they're into the My Harbor radio, but I don't listen to a lot of online radio and stuff
Mhm.
like that. I love my CDs, but that's my
Sure.
thing. If it's a program over and over and over, I might as well just go pop a CD in and just play
Right.
music, So anyway,
Yeah, and
that's yeah.
just put in the CD and then hold up a picture, much like this rare photograph of the cathedrals with Kurt Young. Not
I
a lot
got
of people have that.
no, I don't have that one. That was with Kurt. Yeah, you are killing me on this. I got to come and play in your archives and see what
Come
all you
on.
got.
The
It's a
show and
museum,
tell has been
baby. Come
great.
on.
I love it. I love it. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, Pat. This has
It was
been
a
a
pleasure.
pleasure. And we got a lot of grief. We had some of those whippersnappers like Brady piping in that they're just getting older and older, which you're my age, which that offended me. I'm
Sure,
like,
it
come
should
on,
offend you.
man. But we have said and we announced last year that we were going to expand. We were going to bring in some
Right.
of our legends and our veterans into this, and that's you, one of those. You're a veteran at least, if not a legend.
Sure,
I was
not a
going to
legend.
say, did you hear that, Pat? You're a legend.
Yeah, right.
And
Again, the theme song.
there you go. And another thing that and I know Tiffany has this on her heart, and I love it. We're going to have every now and then, it might be some of our younger people in Southern Gospel that you may not be as familiar with. We want
Absolutely.
not only the big names and the big groups, but we want to help introduce. There was a time I was thinking about this, and I'm actually writing an article on this. There was a time when Mark Trammell was brand new to Southern Gospel. There was a
Sure.
time when Gerald Wolfe was with the
Dumpling Valley
the
Boys.
Dumpling Valley Boys. Thank you. My mind went blank. There
You're
was a
good.
time when Karen was with Uncle Alf and the
Yeah.
Lefevres, and people didn't know these legends that we
Right.
have now. So we're going to introduce y'all every now and then to somebody you may not know as much, including our next. If you're all right, Pat, I'm going to introduce our next guest, and then we'll
Please.
get out of here.
I'm
Okay.
excited to hear it.
So we have really reversed course on the age for y'all that was giving us grief, because we're going very much younger here, and we are going to share an
Much
evening
younger.
on January the 20th with Jaden Griffith of the Griffith
Nice.
family. Yes, we love Jaden. She is
I
so
love
much
her. She is
fun.
a sweetheart.
She's a sweetheart. She is talented, y'all. I mean,
Very.
she is so talented, a lot of spirit, and I love Tony and the family. Tony does some great sound work for,
Mhm.
all over the place,
Absolutely.
lots of different tours. But Jaden's going to be with us, so y'all mark your calendar. And if you don't know her, come meet her. Come
Yeah.
meet Jaden. She's awesome, and yeah, she'll. Oh, look, Scoot showed up. Glad you got here.
Hey, buddy.
What is he saying? I can't read it.
Did you not? What did it say, Jason? It says, "Hey, I'm just in time. It's almost over." All right. Ba-doom.
He must be talking about his career.
Oh, all right. Oh, anyway, now
Don't throw me softballs, man. Don't throw me softballs.
you boys now, you boys.
Hey, well, listen, let me say something to y'all very quickly.
Yes, sir.
What y'all are doing is making a difference in gospel music. Whether
thank
you
you.
have a few hundred or a few thousand join you, you may think there's days where it's not worth it, and then there's days where you're on a high and it's a mountaintop. Just keep doing it, because people like me, people older than me, and people much, much younger are getting connected to Southern gospel music because of what you're doing. So, just keep up the fight.
Thank you.
to get the word out and to get these young people in front of the camera. And I love your show. I love it. I mean, I listen to it every time it's on, and sometimes it's while I'm traveling. Sometimes I get to catch it live. But what y'all do is making a difference for gospel music, and it's making a difference for the kingdom, and that means a lot.
Well, I thank you so
Thank
much, Pat. I appreciate your heart, and I appreciate you saying those words, because I'm a very transparent person. And at the first of this year, I don't do resolutions, I don't do anything like that, but I have really been evaluating what I say yes to and what I
Sure.
say no to. And one thing that is pressing on my heart, and I pray that these four beautiful faces that's on screen with me, and maybe that's a stretch on one or two of them, but these faces that's on the
We
screen with
said Emma
me,
could be a model.
I pray that one of these days they are rolling me around in my wheelchair out on this thing and still with me, and we're doing this because I love this group. This is a wonderful group, and we've got good chemistry, and we're
Yeah, they're
friends.
awesome.
We're
And that is
friends.
probably sooner rather than later, Scott. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you. We're friends. That's the thing. We like each other, and that makes
There
a
you go.
difference. But I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm going to keep doing this. But thank you for that encouragement. And I love you. One more thing. One thing that I appreciate, and I know people have said this before, but um, at NQC
hmm
and at other events, I notice you get up in the mornings at NQC and you go to those showcases to where those groups come in that don't have a name, maybe that not
Yeah, in the
there
food court. Yeah.
in the food court, and you sit there, and that is such an encouragement
Yep.
to the young groups. And
Mhm.
and even like in concerts and all, you'll sit and you'll listen to the groups and the young people, and you're an encourager. And I thank you for your heart, because we need more of that. All of us need encouragement. All of us need a cheerleader, and you're a cheerleader for folks. And
Well, I appreciate
I
that,
appreciate it.
and I'll tell you this story. It won't take 30 seconds.
Okay.
I got an opportunity to open up for Greater Vision 34 years ago. They had only been singing for maybe 6 months or so.
Mhm.
They were singing at a little church called Plum Springs out in Ohatchee, Alabama.
Mhm.
My aunt was the choir director, piano player, and they came in their van and they sang. And my aunt said, "Hey, why don't you sing a few songs to start off?" And they sat there. Mark and Chris and Gerald sat on the front row, cheered me on,
Yeah.
uh, gave me such encouragement. And I was whatever 35 years ago is. And I have never, ever forgotten that. And I just said to myself that night, if I ever get to do this, I'm going to just sit and I'm going to encourage and I'm going to applaud and clap. And because it meant so much to me that those guys would do that.
Yes.
Um,
It
and
made a
so
difference.
it makes a huge difference when the artists get out there and support uh, the artists.
Yes.
And the young folks appreciate it, and the older folks. It's funny. One of those mornings, Sue Dodge came out there, who's one of my favorite human beings on
I
planet Earth,
love her.
and
I
she just
love
came
her.
back and hugged me and said, "Thanks for coming." And I was like, "You're Sue Dodge. Thank you for coming." So yeah, let's, as artists and as people involved in gospel music, let's support everybody. I mean, because if Gold City wins, the Guardians win.
There you
Yeah.
go.
If McCamey
Yes.
Legacy wins, the Primitives win.
Yes.
It's a win-win for everybody when
Absolutely.
when we're elevating everything to the top.
Absolutely. Hey, that's good stuff. You know what? What this old guy almost did?
Almost
I
forgot the giveaway.
almost got out of here and didn't give away
I was
anything.
about to
You
ask
got to give away something, baby.
Well, look, let's do this real quick. The giveaway tonight again is sponsored by
Pat
Southern
Barker's
Gospel.
collection.
Southern Gospel Chronicles. Daniel Garrett, Southern Gospel Chronicles. You go to southerngospelchronicles.com, you can find them. But hey, he's giving away tonight. Uh-oh, I lost it. Peach Goldman, where are you?
Oh,
We're
I
giving
love
that
Peach
away.
Goldman. Oh,
So here's the question. First one I say with the right answer gets it. How many individual sponsors did Pat draw tonight for this show? What is the number? How many individual sponsors? First comment I see with the right number.
while we're
We're
waiting,
watching.
I took this picture at
Oh,
NQC.
yes.
That is
Yes.
George and Jake with the Old
Nice.
Friends Quartet while they were signing my CD. That's a great picture.
Up, we got a
Oh.
winner.
Well,
Real quick before we get it. Yeah, Jake is sitting behind me.
Nice.
I like that little guy.
That's awesome. I love that bear.
All right, let's see. Who was it, Jason?
Woo.
Who was the first answer that got us 20? Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall is our winner with 20. So, Aaron, what I need you to do is I need you to either to Southern Gospel Forward or me, Scott Bolden, on Facebook. Just put an instant message. Don't put it here publicly, but send me a direct message with your address, okay? And we will get that, or Daniel will get that giveaway to you. All right, gang. It is a
I
minute.
was gonna say, Marissa, I love her. One day we're gonna have 86.
Yes.
That was
yes.
a great. One day you will be right.
I'm
You're
not
getting
going to
there.
read them all if we have 86, but one of these days we're going to
One
have
of these days
86.
we're gonna get there.
All right, y'all. Look, let's get out of here. Remember our next show, January 20th, with Jaden Griffith. Y'all mark that down. But big hand clap and thank you to Pat Barker for being here with us. We appreciate you, brother, and look forward to seeing you on the road. But until next time, y'all mark the calendar. Join us next time here, Southern Gospel Forward, heading to the hills. Y'all take care. Love y'all.